Hello, I'm Teacher Danny, and welcome to this video. That. The word that is used very frequently in the English language. It can be used as an adverb, a conjunction, a determiner, a pronoun. It can be used in many different ways to specify many different things. But did you know the word that is not always necessary to use? That's what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to look at 4 different situations where we can actually take that word that and just disappear it, omit it completely from the sentence. Now, just to clarify, all of these sentences that we will talk about today can either have that or not. We can use both of them in these sentences, whether we want to use it or not. It's up to you which one you would like to choose. But also it's important to remember that when we do use that in these sentences, it might sound a little more formal or a little bit more like a story at times. And when we omit that, it could sound more natural, maybe a little more informal in some situations. Just a little thing to remember. The first one, in indirect speech. Now, we probably remember what direct speech is. It's what we see many times in books. I don't want to play on the basketball team anymore, she told me. You are my best friend, I said to him. You aren't invited to my party, he said. Now, when we take those sentences and change it into indirect speech, then the way we say it is a little bit different. She told me that she doesn't want to play on the basketball team anymore. I told him that he is my best friend. He said that I wasn't invited to the party because of what I did. Now, I can't really go into detail about what I did, but sorry, that was a bad joke. But anyway, we see here in these cases, we use that. She told me that she doesn't want to play on the basketball team. I told him that he is my best friend. He said that I wasn't invited. In these cases, we do not need to use that. She told me she doesn't want to play on the basketball team anymore. I told him he is my best friend. He said I wasn't invited to the party because of what I did. When we take away the word that from those sentences, it actually sounds better. And it makes the sentence flow more. Point number 2, after adjectives. Many times when that follows an adjective, we could omit it. Now, this doesn't happen all the time, but many times it happens with emotions, with feelings. For example, I'm happy that you finally got better. We can say, I'm happy you finally got better. She is sad that you couldn't come. She is sad you couldn't come. Jonah was furious that I didn't chat with him for the past few weeks. Jonah was furious I didn't chat with him for the past few weeks. We see we can get rid of that after this situation. Number 3, in 2-word conjunctions. As we know, conjunctions put 2 sentences or clauses together. There are times where there are 2-word conjunctions that include the word that in the conjunction. And many times that's not necessary to use. For example, we will finish this project provided that we get started very soon. We can just say we will finish this project provided we get started very soon. Please speak quieter so that my eardrums don't explode. Please speak quieter so my eardrums don't explode. So again, we don't need to include that in those cases. Point number 4, when it is a relative pronoun replacing an object. If you're not familiar with what is a relative pronoun, it's a clause that includes more information about a noun or a noun phrase. For example, the basketball that I threw, the present that I got, the apple that is green. It includes more information about the noun or the noun phrase. So when we have a relative pronoun that refers to or replaces an object, we don't always need to use that. For example, the job that I started last week is really hard. In this case, it's referring to the object, so the job I started last week is really hard. The meals that our cafeteria serves are always extremely spicy. Again, the meals our cafeteria serves are always extremely spicy. Another important point to remember is that when we use this relative clause as a subject instead of an object, we're actually not able to get rid of that from the sentence. If we were to say, "He is the man that ate my lunch," we couldn't say, "He is the man ate my lunch," because it's referring to the subject. It's acting as the subject. So we have to use "he is the man that ate my lunch." So those are the 4 situations where we can omit that from a sentence. In direct speech, after adjectives, in 2-word conjunctions, and when it is a relative pronoun replacing an object. Here's a little homework. Try this out. Give me 1 sentence for each of these 4 rules. Make a sentence with that and then omit it. See how it sounds. Maybe even leave them in the comments below and let me know how you think you did. Thank you so much for stopping by this video. If you thought this was helpful or useful to you in some way, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.